Have you ever felt that you just want to stop the work you're doing, lie down, and simply do nothing? Or have you ever been in a lecture that you felt unengaging and you would rather focus on the ceiling than listening to the lecturer? Or have you ever been daydreaming or staring at a clock that doesn't seem to be moving? Toastmaster of the day, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests, the feeling that you feel is actually called boredom. Boredom occurs when you have to do simple, slow and repeated actions. You have to do slow and repeated actions. Boredom is actually a feeling that we don't like because it's unpleasant and physically painful. It can also make you frustrated and angry. We usually get uncomfortable when we have to do some tasks that we feel that they lack the interest or the excitement. Also, for example, that's why, this may explain why, when we have to do, when we lack the stimulation, we have a lack of stimulation, we kinda gravitate towards things that makes us lack the need, that need, even though if it's not as productive as we'd like it to be. Also, with the advent of technology and smartphones, people are usually more consuming the time focusing on the media and focusing on the screens than being bored than ever before. Also, boredom can make your attitude be in a negative way. So for example, a study showed that people who are often bored, they are at greater risk of developing anxiety, depression, displaying anger, and performing poorly at work or at school. In fact, the National Center on Drug Abuse and Addiction in the US reported that the 3 top factors for developing the teenage substance abuse are too much stress, too much anger, and too much stress, too much money, and too much boredom. And there are lots of ways to prevent boredom and to overcome boredom. So for example, you can be productive when bored. So you can, for example, do a daily workout or go to the gym. Also you can create or do a new skill such as drawing. Also you can do things that can make you overcome boredom. For example, you can avoid daydreaming or to keep a daily schedule day of your life. A daily schedule for your life. Now, you may think that boredom is a bad thing, right?
Yes.
Well, it has been proven that boredom has historically been a source of creativity. Because it's a state that leaves us think about ourselves. And also to do productive actions that we might otherwise put off, like cleaning, or writing, or challenging your mind with games and puzzles. So, games and puzzles. So that's why a study has been shown, at a university, where did on a group of people, where a group of people were asked to copy numbers from a phone book on a piece of paper for a very long period of time. And another group did no activity at all. But both groups were asked to come up with as many uses for a plastic cup as they could. It was proven that people who did copy the entries before did actually much more creative things than the people who did not. So in other words, people who were subjected to do boring tasks were actually more creative. Another study was done that one group did no activity at all before that cup exercise, one group did copy the numbers, and one group simply read the phone book. it was also proven that the people who read the phone book actually did more better than the people who copied the numbers. So a lot of studies were done, and all with similar outcomes. In conclusion, that boring tasks, and especially passively boring tasks, can enhance thoughts and creativity. So simple boredom, the thing which you feel when you're daydreaming or you're engaging in an engaging lecture, it's not a disorder, it's not a mood, it's actually an emotion. And emotions actually prevent, creatures who feel emotions tend to do more than just drinking and sleeping and eating. They actually build friendships and love and hate and plan for the future. So another example for a thing that's like an emotion that's like boredom is disgust. To feel disgust is then actually an emotion that we don't like, but it's actually pushes us pushes us away from. It's a warning to push us away from things that feel toxic or spoiled. So it guides us to a healthy direction. Likewise, boredom compels us to new things, to fresh stimulation. So that's why next time, if you feel like you're a little bored, be proud, because you're participating in an action that will push you in a healthy direction and new things and better things. And back to you.